Hello, I'm Diego Quiñones from Instituto Tecnológico y Estudios Superiores de Monterrey. I'm going to present to you the negative effect of the batteries used in electric cars to the environment. Introduction. The investigation is meant to educate and show the readers about a problem that maybe a lot of people was not aware of. Electric cars are the future. According to a new report by Bloomberg New Energy Finance, 58% of global passenger vehicle sales in 2040 will come from electric vehicles. This type of transportation is considered renewable energy and is the main substitute right now for gasoline cars. Hybrids and total electric vehicles use four main types of batteries: nickel metal hydride batteries, lead acid, ultracapacitors, and lithium-ion batteries. That is considered the most common and efficient. Knowing this, I consider this topic very important because even though electric could be considered a better option, their batteries could become a new threat to the environment. The independent variable for this case is the source of energy used in electric cars. The dependent variable, on the other hand, is the effect caused in the environment. Finally, the control variable is the type of vehicle studied, electric cars. I chose this topic because I believe that climate change is the biggest threat we have as human beings. With the modernization, we have developed new technology while science is progressing. But right now, some things that were made in order to make our lives easier are also affecting the environment. In this case, vehicles. I'm glad that we're advancing to the future with electric cars, but before we completely accept the change, the most important aspect is to make sure that it will be beneficial rather than harmful to the environment. The emission created during the production of electric cars tend to be higher than a conventional car. The hypothesis is if the current batteries used in electric cars are a big source of contamination, then we'll need less polluting alternatives instead. The research questions are: how is the environment affected by electric cars' batteries? And how can technology advance prevent or reduce this source of pollution? Theoretical framework. Electric cars pollute in some ways, especially with the production of their batteries. The main problem is that they are made of rare earth elements like lithium and neodymium. Rare earth mining in most of the countries, such as Democratic Republic of Congo or China, has led to tremendous ecological devastation due to deforestation, soil contamination, and polluted waterways. Across the United States, electric vehicles are more detrimental to the environment than petrol-powered vehicles thanks to the pollution created in generating electricity. The pollution may vary depending on the zone because some states rely less on renewable energy sources, instead obtaining from coal-fired power plants and therefore polluting. In a study published in a British journal, the scientists involved found out that in the night, when most of electric cars are plugged in, the smoke and ozone pollution increased by this time. Extra demand from fossil fuel power stations at night did cause level of nitrogen oxide to rise compared to the typical recharging periods in daytime. The electric cars production and demand is increasing considerably in the last years. The issue with this situation is that the materials employed in the production of the batteries are located in a small number of countries. Most of the time, the procedure to obtain the cause negative effect in the zones located, even as a result environment degradation, landscape damage, soil contamination, groundwater depletion, and pollution. Cases in the lithium-ion batteries used in electric vehicles are produced with a metal oxide containing cobalt, making it hard to recycle and cause pollution after their use. A professor from the UC San Diego stated that he has developed a way to recycle and restore the used cathodes to make them functional again. The next step is to find a way to make this process cheaper and easier to make it work on a bigger scale. This is very important because less than 3% of the batteries are recycled. The methodology. The methods used to obtain information was mainly doing research on internet, websites, and comparing information. The first step was to consider the variables and factors. When all the information was gathered, a comparison table of data collection analysis was made. I will show it ahead. Results. Along all the investigation, we have researched different data about electric cars and their batteries, specifically about how they affect the environment. The production process of an average electric vehicle results 15% more emission than a production of a gasoline car. However, lifetime emission of electric vehicles compared to gasoline car are on average 51% lower. Extra demand from fossil fuel power stations at night did cause level of nitrogen oxide to rise compared to the typical storage recharging periods in daytime. Less than 3% of the batteries are recycled. Rare earth mining in most of the countries such as Democratic Republic of Congo or China has led to tremendous ecological devastation due to deforestation, soil contamination, polluted waterways. In the table, we showed three different methods, the pros and the cons. The first method, renewable energy sources. Pros, reduce pollution, long-term investment, environmental and health benefits, contributes to local economy. Cons, very expensive, need a lot of space, require plan organization. Change material and oil extraction techniques, the second method. Pros, finite material run out, environmental benefits, protection of land and ecosystems. The cons, it's probably more expensive, requires plan and extensive research, might make the process lower and laborious. Third method, recycling batteries. Pros, producers can recycle the batteries and spend less resources. Definite solution to avoid unnecessary stress from this type of battery. Companies might be able to increase the supply of electric vehicles to satisfy the increasing demand. The cons need extensive experimentation and research, can be expensive at an industrial rate. Conclusion. To conclude with this investigation, I want to reaffirm that the constant research in this type of topics is crucial to be able to progress a society, because the environment is being heavily polluted and we need to find solutions. Taking into consideration the different variables, I can confirm that the original hypothesis was correct. If the current barriers using electric cars are a big source of contamination, then we'll need less pollutant alternatives instead. Electric batteries contribute to pollute the environment because most of them get power from renewable energy like coal. Also, the materials used in the production are hard to obtain and cause environmental damage in the process. The recycling of the batteries is also very important to be able to reduce the pollution from this type of objects. The best approach to solve this issue is to improve the already existing process to try to minimize the damage caused. Thinking long term, we should continue to rely more on renewable energy like sun and wind. Focusing on recycling and finding more effective ways will also make a huge contribution. But in order for this to work, the real solution is to keep researching, experimenting, to keep improving and finding better alternatives to be able to make the environment a cleaner place to live for the future generations. That will be all from me. Thank you. This is my bibliography.